everyone, and welcome to Small Step Saturday. This is the part of my YouTube channel where I give you a small step to make your life better, or I teach you how to do something to make your life easier. And today I'm going to be talking about wrapping. I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty of how do you wrap the Christmas gifts. Now, this works obviously for any holiday gifts, and I have to tell you that many people hate wrapping and are completely overwhelmed by wrapping. Now, with 5 kids and a big family, I have had quite an experience with wrapping myself. And I have to tell you that I'm pretty crafty. I love crafts. And so I'm actually pretty good at wrapping. But also, years ago, when I was a Girl Scout leader, I was a leader for 2 troops, and we had a professional gift wrapper come in and teach all the girls how to wrap so that we could do a fundraiser where we wrapped gifts at a local bookstore. So I will be sharing all the best tips I learned from them and the things that I have done through the years to make things a little bit easier when it comes to wrapping. Now, the very first thing I want to talk about is you need to wrap on a table, okay? Please do not sit on the floor and wrap gifts. I found this out the hard way. This is like back breaking miserable. You will have a sore neck, sore shoulders, sore back, and you will be up and down wasting all kinds of time retrieving gifts and retrieving wrapping paper and losing your scissors under your leg and all of that. So actually the best thing to do is to have a table. Now, I have a really big kitchen table clearly because again, 5 kids, y'all. I now have 5 kids, 2 grandkids, a couple in-law. Like I mean, we loaded up. So I have this giant table, and I just go ahead and wrap here. When my husband and I wrap together, we bring up a 6-foot table, one of those really long tables, and we set that up in the living room as well. Generally, we turn on a Christmas movie. Okay, he always votes for 4 Christmases. Just telling you. And we get the wrapping going. Now, I always have my wrapping paper ready, my scissors ready, my tape ready. I generally also have tags and a pen, which you will not see in this video. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make some pretty ribbon decor, but usually I'm going to be honest, I get those sticky bows and I slap them on there. I still have a ton left over. I am in the process of using up all of my non-sustainable gift wrap. You'll have to tune in for my sustainable wrapping video if that's something that you're interested in. But I'm using up my non-sustainable stuff right now. Hopefully, I will be out of it in the next couple of years. I tend to bargain shop after Christmas. I don't know if anybody else does that. One year I stocked up on wrapping paper, and I have so much wrapping paper in this house. So at any rate, what we want to do first, I'm going to wrap something that is a little bit more complicated because you have to actually package and wrap it. So I decided to just go ahead and wrap a sweater. Y'all, this is my sweater. It's not a gift. I just wanted to show you how to do this. But I wanted to show you how to wrap a sweater, and I don't want to reveal any gifts to anybody in my family. So the first thing I like to do is build the box. And I actually, for the base of the box, it's really important to me to tape it because I think it's important and it helps me wrap if I have a little bit of structure. Everyone laughs at me that I tape the boxes. I untape them and save them and reuse them every year, basically. And I just go ahead and open the box and put a little tape, just a tiny piece in the corners to kind of keep it open. Okay. The next thing that you want to do is count out 4 sheets of tissue paper. Basically, 4 sheets of tissue paper is the magic number. Tissue paper, by the way, can oftentimes be bought in bulk. Tissue paper is recyclable. You cannot put it in your recycle bin. You generally have to drop it off at a center, which makes sense because otherwise it will fly everywhere. A lot of times I refold it and reuse it. Just how I roll. I'm just saying. So I basically reuse everything. So if I can. So you want to get 4 sheets of tissue paper. I just make a little crease because it looks fancy. That's how they do it in the stores. So I just make a little crease in the tissue paper you can like fold it up and then fold it back. I put my fingers in and kind of just do this like an accordion. I know that sounds confusing. Go ahead and fold it up, fold it back. And I only make it like a 1/2 inch. And you're going to hear me say a 1/2 inch a lot, but it's just to make that little line in the middle that looks fancy from the store. And you can skip this part because most likely your box may not actually even need you to do that, right? Then what you do is you're going to grab the bottom 2. I usually grab the bottom 2 with my right hand, the top 2 with my left hand, and I just kind of shimmy them apart. Okay. So I'm just sliding them apart, trying to maintain that crease that's in there until I have approximately the width of the box is where it's doubled. Okay. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that I can create two flaps to fold over my sweater. So then I just lift it up, slide my hand under, lift it up, put it in the box. You're going to flip one side of the tissue over the sweater. And on the other side of the tissue, you want to fold it usually almost in half. And what you're trying to do is get the tissue to lay on top of the sweater with that folded, nice creased edge almost to the center of the sweater or the shirt or the item that's in the box, right? And so you're just going to fold it over. Now, in the fancy department stores, they put a sticker on here. I do not do that because I don't have them and I'm not going to buy them because, hello, again, trying to avoid the waste. Then you're going to go ahead and put the top of the box on. I like to actually measure how much wrapping paper I need by kind of, flipping the box up the width of the paper. And so I am going to go ahead and do that and just make sure that I have the right amount of wrapping paper to reduce waste and to make sure that I will have enough. I won't have like too short of a piece. Hate when that happens. Then what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and fold the wrapping paper up over the box and tape it. And then on the other side, you want to fold down the edge just to make it nice and straight. Okay, so I like to fold it down again about a half of an inch and just rub it with my finger to make sure it's nice and crisp. And then you're going to pull that down over your box. That's your top part that's showing. That's why you want it nice and crisp, and tape it into place. Now, it doesn't matter if you go top to bottom or bottom to top, as long as you make sure that that outside crease is nice and crisp. That's actually that professional touch, right? So then I like to turn the box to the edges that are open. And what I do is I just take my fingers, push them against the box so that and then run them down to the table to create a flat surface. Now, if you're having trouble with this, it can help to tape those little indentations into the box. And then you're just going to go ahead and press out those angles where you have now created angles from pushing the short ends towards the box. Okay. Then you're going to fold up whichever one you want first. Again, doesn't matter. If you need to make these angles, by the way, you can flip your box over and do the same exact thing so that you have the table to rub those corners on to make sure that they're nice and flat. But you don't have to if you can get your fingers to just get them smoothed out without using the table. That's fine too, whichever way works for you. Then you're going to fold in one of the longer side flaps, tape it, go to the other side, do the exact same thing, tape it. And then for the outside flap, again, I fold in that little 1/2 inch just to make it nice and smooth. And I then tape that down. I usually use a few pieces of tape so that it's taped in the corners and all of that, and it stays nice and flat. Now you'll notice that the side that I usually decide because it's easier is going to be the top flap that I fold down is the side that will end up being the top of the box. It's just because I find it much easier to make that little fold on the side that doesn't have a seam in it. That's just the way that it is. The next thing that I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make a ribbon. So I'm going to take a shiny ribbon. I'm going to put it around each corner of the box and tie it. And then I am going to cut off, I'm just going to loop it around, cut off a length of ribbon. It doesn't need to be precise. Then I'm going to tie that around the knot. And then I'm cutting off another color so I can make a two-tone ribbon. I'm going to tie that again around the knot. Now you'll notice I didn't cut all these different cuts. I just wrapped it around. So I'm going to need to cut all of the ends that are actually loops. Okay. So I'm going to just make sure that they're all of those ribbon strands don't have a fold in them. They are actually just strings, right, with ends on them. Then I want to rub my scissors on the inside of the ribbon. So one side of my ribbon's sparkly and one side is not. I just actually press the ribbon between my thumb and the blade of the scissors and pull it, and it will make these nice little curly cues. I fluff them all up, and that's a wrap. Okay, thank you so much for being here, and I hope that this was incredibly helpful. Remember, you can always use gift bags, y'all. Use some gift bags, throw some tissue in there, hire someone to wrap for you. I am telling you right now, babysitters, if you just give them a little extra bonus, a lot of times they're happy to wrap for you, neighborhood kids. You would be surprised at the number of people who actually enjoy wrapping. So if it's not your jam, you can always barter for it or ask somebody else to do it for you. Or again, just go with a gift bag. There is nothing wrong with that. It's all about having the holidays that make you happiest and are fulfilling and joyful for you. All right. Remember that you are amazing and you deserve to live the life that you have been dreaming of. Do not forget to subscribe. I am always here to help you create that life. All right. See you soon. Bye, everyone.